Tonight, our coverage as the U.S. denies Dr Aafia Siddiqui, the most oppressed Muslim woman, visits from Imam Omar Suleiman. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I'm Zahra Sayed. World leaders and nations have reacted to the International Criminal Court's arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Gallant. The state of Palestine welcomes the decision. It says the decision is a restoration of hope in international law. The U.S. says it fundamentally rejects the ICC's warrant. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says Canada will abide by the decision. Iran's General Hossein Salami hails the decision as a great victory for Palestine and Lebanese resistance movements. China, Turkey, South Africa, and Jordan are supporting the top court's actions. Spain, Belgium, and the Netherlands are calling for the enforcement of the warrants. The United Nations and the organizers of the boycott, divest, and sanction movement say Israel should face accountability for its actions. On the contrary, Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orban is calling the arrest warrants wrong. Orban says he will invite Netanyahu to visit his country to defy ICC's warrants. Israel's genocide in Gaza has killed at least 44,056 Palestinians. More than 100,000 have been injured. The G7 nations are set to address the International Criminal Court's arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister and former Defense Minister during a foreign ministers' meeting on Monday. The meeting will take place in Fiuggi, Italy. Italian Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani has made the announcement today. They say it is very important to understand the legal rationale behind the ICC's decision. Tajani has reaffirmed Italy's support for the ICC. The G7 foreign ministers' meeting will bring together representatives from the United States, the United Kingdom, Germany, France, Canada, Italy, and Japan. The ICC announced arrest warrants for Netanyahu and Gallant this week, accusing them of crimes against humanity and war crimes. The charges include the war crime of starvation as a method of warfare and the crimes against humanity of murder, persecution, and other inhumane acts. The court also rejected Israel's jurisdictional challenges under the Rome Statute. The warrants have been issued amid Israel's prolonged military campaign in Gaza. The war has displaced nearly the entire population of the territory. The ongoing blockade has exacerbated a humanitarian crisis, causing severe shortages of food, water, and medicine. It has pushed Gaza's population to the brink of starvation. The United States Senator Chris Van Hollen has introduced a bill to stop weapons sales to the United Arab Emirates until the Emirates confirms it is not supporting Sudan's rapid support forces. The Emirates faces accusations of providing military aid to the rapid support forces in Sudan. The aid has helped the paramilitary group to wage a 17-month war. Van Hollen, alongside Representative Sarah Jacobs, has filed resolutions of disapproval in both the Senate and the House. The bills are expected to face opposition due to the UAE's strategic importance. The U.S. regularly sells weapons to the UAE, including a recent $1.2 billion deal. The proposed legislation aims to block such sales in light of the humanitarian crisis in Sudan. The conflict has killed tens of thousands of civilians and displaced millions. There is a widespread famine and severe suffering in Sudan. The UAE denies involvement in supplying weapons to the armed groups. The U.S. Bureau of Prisons has denied Dr Aafia Siddiqui visits from an imam, despite her ongoing requests. Siddiqui is often called the most oppressed Muslim woman. Siddiqui was abducted by the CIA with her children in 2003 from Pakistan. She was first taken to notorious Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan, where she endured 5 years of torture. It is believed her young son was killed during the abduction. Her remaining 2 children endured severe trauma. She has suffered extensive torture and now faces a life sentence in Texas. It is widely believed that Siddiqui has been implicated in false accusations. For over 16 years, she has been denied religious solace. Siddiqui's legal team had arranged for Imam Omar Suleiman to visit her. But after months of delays and paperwork complications, the prison authorities officially rejected the request. No clear explanation has been provided. The denial has sparked outrage. A lawsuit has been filed to force the authorities to honor Siddiqui's right to spiritual support. A senior Canadian government official says there is no evidence to suggest that Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi was aware of any criminal actions carried out by Indian agents in Canada. Natalie Drouin, the senior security advisor to Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, also says there is no evidence linking India's External Affairs Minister Subramanyam Jaishankar or National Security Advisor Ajit Doval to illegal activities in Canada. The officials say while reports say that Indian agents are involved in crimes on Canadian soil, no direct connections to senior Indian officials have been identified. The Canadian government says it has not made such claims and considers reports suggesting otherwise to be inaccurate. The comments follow a report published on November 19th by the Globe and Mail. The report cites an unnamed Canadian national security source claiming Modi, Jaishankar, and Doval had knowledge of criminal actions, including the intimidation of 6 separatists in Canada. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal rejects the report as baseless and unworthy of serious consideration. The news comes as the Canadian government and Royal Canadian Mounted Police recently announced possession of credible evidence pointing to Indian agents' involvement in criminal activities. These include the murder of Canadian Sikh separatist Hardeep Singh Nijjar in June last year. India denies any involvement. A school sign in Ottawa, Ontario has been defaced with graffiti reading Hamas High. It is the same school that played an Arabic peace song during its recent Remembrance Day ceremony. The principal at Sir Robert Borden High School received severe backlash from pro-Israel families for playing the song. Principal Aaron Hobbs later apologized for the song and said he chose the song to promote diversity and inclusion. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has announced Canadians who earn less than $150,000 in the last year will get a working rebate of $250. The federal government estimates that a total of 18.7 million Canadians are eligible. The government has also announced a federal tax break on purchases of several products. It begins December 14th and will last till February 15th of next year. The tax will be halted on several products, including restaurant meals, books, children's clothing and toys, diapers, and Christmas trees. All food items will also be tax-free for 2 months. The rebate and tax break programs are to help Canadians cope with rising prices. That's all from our Toronto studios. Thank you for watching Muslim News Canada. We are a community channel dedicated to bringing you stories you can trust. Please like, share, and subscribe to our content. You can also comment to let us know what you think of our coverage. You can donate now by visiting muslimnetwork.tv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum.